morning, John.
Morning, Liz. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. We've just had a beautiful walk along that beautiful beach.
We did, yeah. It was pretty special. The waves crashing in. Saw a few schools of salmon or something along just on the breaker line, which was really interesting. Old mate down there caught a couple of fish. So
yeah. So now we're having breakfast.
we're going to have breakfast.
And he's cooking me breakfast.
They say you shouldn't cram the pan, but we crammed the pan this morning after the walk. A bit pepped, yeah.
Pretty good. Bacon, eggs, tomato and a bit of onion.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to have mine in a wrap.
We're going to pour into this.
And we might do a bit of exploring around this area.
Have a bit of a look around. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Catch you later.
Well, we're going to do this tomorrow because, you know, like $13. We use more fuel than that going all the way back down to the peninsula, back up and around to go back up that way. So that's cool. That sounds like a bloody good plan tomorrow. Well, tonight's dinner is something quite really just a home meal. We're going to have vegetables and hamburgers, but there's a couple of things that we do a little bit different when we're away camping. What are they, Liz?
So we're going to have some gravy with our hamburgers and vegetables. And yes, I'm a bit of a cheat while you're camping. So this time I've got a packet gravy and I'm going to warm it up. But I'm going to keep it in its container. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. So it's double bagged because it's got that bag and this bag. Then I'm going to put it in a pot of some water and warm it up. Then when it's ready, I just cut that. Pot's clean. I've got water to wash up in, no mess, and I've got warm gravy. How good is that?
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slice up some onion and have it so that I can put that over the hamburgers, and then we can pour the gravy over the top. So it's like onion gravy, if you will. There we go. So that's our little tip tonight. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Well, Liz, I reckon it's about time for a sundowner.
Oh, yes. So what is a sundowner, John?
We're going to have some contra.
Yep.
Tonic water.
But it's got to be fever tree.
Fever tree makes the best one. And
a block of ice. Look at that one.
We love our fridge. We love our power system that runs our fridge.
Those ice blocks. Beautiful ice blocks. Go in my freezer section.
Wow, the place filled up, typical of a Friday night. You know, it was quite peaceful last night, Thursday night, and we had trouble getting that booking, which we ended up booking this site for 2 nights, so we were very, very, very lucky. So yeah, it's not a bad little spot. Not a bad little spot, eh, Poppet?
No, you've got the ocean just over there, and you've got the lakes just here, walking distance. Which
we just spent about 2 hours floating around and having a couple of drinks this afternoon, cooling off. So it's a beautiful spot, it really is. Yeah. Myall Lakes. If you're in the area, make sure you call in and check it out.
Definitely. What is it?
No, now's not a good time, Liz.
No.
And there you go. That's dinner for tonight. Beautiful. Good morning all. What a cracking spot. We're just waiting now for the Bombard Point ferry. It's going to come and pick us up and take us across this tiny little stretch of water. What an awesome spot this place is. You know, for us, I think it's right up there. One of the best spots that we've ever been. I tip though, weekends, avoid weekends. It's obviously a bit of a getaway for close, a couple of hour drive. Newcastle, I guess, is probably that far. It just gets inundated over the weekend. The guys that are around us reasonably quiet, but yeah, it just fills up. So would recommend during the week for sure. Just the ambience of the whole place. We woke this morning to a little bit of rain, which was freshened everything up nicely. Gave us a chance to pack up in the rain. First time we've had to do that this trip, or pack up things wet. So it all works out. It'll dry this afternoon when we arrive at our next destination, which is somewhere around Foster. I haven't exactly pinpointed it yet, but we're just going to do a short hint and then spend a couple of days up and around that area. So hopefully the ferry won't be too far away, and we'll catch you later in the day. Cheers.
Where are we today, John?
Supposed to be going that way. We're on the barge, Liz, just crossing this little neck of water. He finally arrived. So no, this will be awesome. Just a quick sneak. It's going to save us probably an hour travel, I reckon, at least. Pretty special. Up to Forster.
Okay. Not far to go.
No, it's only a short drive today. Thank you. You too. Leaving the wonderful Myall Lakes behind, we head further north to the Forster region. Taking the coastal road, we go via Elizabeth Beach and the Booty Booty National Park, and end up finding accommodation at the Discovery Park, nestled on the shores of the Wollumba River, a few kilometres out of Tuncurry, and what a cracker of a spot this one was too. Morning, Liz.
Morning, John.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
What a specky spot. I tell you what, I'm really warming to this part of New South Wales. This is just spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
So today, what are we doing today?
Well, we're on the Lakeside walking track, which walks around Wallace Lake, the edge of Wallace Lake, and then back around via the coast.
Sounds like a plan. Now, you're not going to put me through what you put me through last time, are you?
Nah, this should be a nice, easy walking track.
It's about just over 6 k's?
Yep, that's return.
Return.
Well,
right.
it's a loop walk.
Okay.
So, no, I don't think we're going to go up any major hills and scrambling over rocks today.
Right. All right, well, we'll take some pics along the way and just share a little bit of this bloody wonderful wonderland with you guys. Speak soon.
Bye.
We've already taken a wrong turn, just as well we got a map. So the track meanders along the edge of the lake, and you've got palm trees, you've got blackbutt, there's some gums, a couple of white gums up there in the background. Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice indeed.
There you go. I've got him to clear all the cobwebs ahead. That's why you send him ahead. It's got to be good for something.
So at this point, I've just read the sign and it says steep stairs ahead. Why do I get the feeling I'm about to be duped?
I can feel some deja vu coming on here, Elizabeth. You've duped me again. Well, you got anything to say?
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of a climb, but not as bad as the last one we did. And it's just a bit of a gravel track. I'm going to show you where we've been and where we're going. Now, to do the circuit, you had to walk along the side of the Wallace Lake. But then you've just got to climb a little bit of a hill called Booty Hill. So, and apparently the top of the hill's worth going to. So we'll see how we get there.
I made it to Booty Hill, yeah! So once you get across the road, make it up to the top of Booty Hill, the track then wanders across the top of the ridge. So you've basically got the lakes on the left-hand side and the ocean on the right. So as we walk through here, there's little snippets of the ocean, but we're hoping it will actually open up a little bit further down here so we can see the sea. But again, just an amazing bloody place.
We heard the strangest of noises coming from the bush. It sounded just like a cat caught in a trap. Later on, we found out it was actually coming from a catbird. So we had a little laugh when we found out the name of the bird. The green catbird is a species of bowerbird found in the subtropical forests along the east coast of Australia, from southeast Queensland down to southern New South Wales. Strange we hadn't heard them before.
Well, we found a nice little spot to pull up for a little bit of morning tea, drink of water and a muesli bar, about 2/3 of the way around this circuit. So it is really a pretty walk. But it's amazing, you know, we both, you know, I guess generally most people look after and respect these areas. And so this is in a national park. But it's a shame, you know, national parks promote the fact that, you know, don't litter, keep the place nice and clean. And here we are, we've pulled up for morning tea. And obviously they've had a work crew here at some point. They've helicoptered in a bag. And just left it to rot. Surely it wouldn't be too hard to have taken it out. Anyway, that's just my 2 bobs worth. You know, I guess just as long as we and you people out there that are going to the parks do the right thing, it'll help to keep them nice and clean and keep them open. Cheers. I probably should have bit off a bigger piece of what I did.
See the headland out there?
And then the track winds its way down to the beach. A couple of steps to go and we're almost on the sand. Look at that.
That brings us to an end of our Lakeside walking track, which we did the loop, which brings us back around to 7 Mile Beach. And here we are, finished.
Finished. Nice 2 and a bit hour walk.
Yes. And that's because we stopped to take photos.
Yeah, we stopped and had a wander around. I think they listed it about an hour and 50 minutes.
Yep.
So you know, you can do it in that if you just continued to walk. But no, we just enjoyed it, took our time. Not a bad walk.
No, very enjoyable.
Cool, all right, well let's see what else we can find. Have you got it going?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Forgive me bloody head if it wasn't screwed on.
Positioned right at the northern end of the national park is this superb lookout, and it's worth every step of the 500-metre hike through regenerating littoral rainforest. Littoral rainforest is a closed forest ecological community recognised by its close proximity to the ocean, somewhere around 2 kilometres, and has a closed canopy, meaning 70% of the sky is obscured by tree leaves and limbs. After approximately 420 steps, we reached the 8.4 metre tower, which provided stunning views of the surrounding area. Then it was back to camp for a feed.
Hi guys, how you doing? Well, my turn to cook tonight. Now we're doing something just a little bit different. We've got a recipe that we do for sweet and sour pork at home. I normally cook it in a wok. I don't have the wok with me. And we got some groceries today and we saw these pork ribs, and I said to Liz, you know, let's have a crack and see if we can do it in the van. There was a couple of added ingredients that we needed to get that we didn't have, but yeah, pretty well everything else was in our staples that we keep in the van. So the first thing is, it's done in 2 parts. First thing is we need to make the sauce. The second thing is that we'll do the capsicum and prepare the pork. So yes, let's get started.
Sorry guys, some issues with the audio. That's a tablespoon of corn flour and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce.
So we just need to make sure that this is smooth. So you just mix it until you get a nice smooth liquid. Now this is nicely combined, I'm going to add some reserved pineapple juice. It's not reserved because I'm just taking it straight out of the tin. So we add a 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And I've got to tell you, it's starting to already smell the bits. A tablespoon of olive oil. So now it's just a matter of combining all those ingredients and dissolving the sugar, which will take a few minutes. So we'll be back shortly to do the rest.
So the next step is to prepare the capsicum. Here's 2 halves I prepared earlier. So we're just going to run these through here. Slice, just some fine slice. The next thing is we do some ginger. Now at home I would have a slab of ginger, and we'd cut a bit into that. So I need 3. I need 3 of these. And 2 of the garlic. So the next thing is to prepare the pork. The pork rashers. I called them ribs earlier, but they're off the rib. So what I usually do with these, I'll trim, as I do to look after the bod, I'll just trim them into smaller pieces and trim any real excess fat off. So we'll just do those. This one here's got, so there's a bit of massive excess fat there, I don't need that. So beautiful. Now we've got the 3 components, so we've got our vegetables, we've got our meat, and we've got our sauce. So the next thing is to cook it. So we're going to cook the pork first, get that nice and browned and grizzly, and then we add the vegetables, and then at the end we add the sauce, mix it through. When it starts to get that slicky sort of look because of the corn flour that's in here, then we add some pineapple just to top it off, and then we'll be ready to eat. Now we're going to have it with some noodles, which only take about 3 minutes to organise. So let's get into it. Yeah, we're going to cook this off, get it nice and brown, nice crispy edges. Liz likes crispy edges on it, and then we'll add the vegetables. You might think I'm a little bit serious, but I do take my food seriously. Obviously you've got to make sure you cook it properly, and you know, this is, as I said earlier, this is something that we normally would do at home. Do it in a wok, toss it through. So it's a little bit of an experiment. This is the first time that we haven't done it at home. So let's just hope it turns out all right.
Okay.
So we add the sauce, and then we just let it start to do its thing, stirring occasionally. Well, we must be getting close because I've changed from beer to wine. So the next job is the pineapple. A can I've opened, prepared earlier. So I'm just going to put that in. Don't you hate it when that happens? I'll get into trouble now, because the bloody ants will get on the mat and then it'll be all my fault. There you go. Righto. So let's dish this sucker up. If you have a look at the sauce, it's just glycerin and creamy and yummy. Now I know you're all going to think this is a bit biased, but she's grabbed the camera and I get to try it. So we'll grab a bit of pork and a bit of pineapple, smothered in this magnificent sauce, and we'll try it. Oh. Just like we do it at home. So we can actually add, excuse me talking with my mouth full, we can actually add this to our little entourage of special meals when we're away. Yeah, this is a cracker, Liz, absolutely. Well, that's what it looks like when you're finished. Good work, JK. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. In the next episode, we take a walk, dodge a storm, visit a lighthouse, visit a jail, a beach, and nearly have to separate a couple of boxing kangaroos. Wow, and that's not all. Thanks for watching, we really do appreciate it. Stay safe and don't let the dust settle. Cheers.